What is going on, folks? I'm Goat, and welcome back to Warframe. So we're going to talk some more about Angels of Zariman, because after I posted that video, I realized using the terminology from that video I used in regards to the Inodem and the Praetos as being a little bit lackluster. So what I want to do is actually talk about all the crap that they put through in the Angels of Zariman update. Now, to do that, we're not going to look at that. I'll tell you that right now. What we're going to do is we're going to look at the update information in itself. And if we need to go back into the game, then we'll go back into the game and we will look at it as according, right? So, the Echoes of Zariman, right? So, the Echoes of Zariman, last major update before TennoCon, blah, 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 blah. So, new Cavallero offerings include arcanes, and we already talked about the two weapons. Also, let's see, incarnate weapons, we see those. We're going to talk about those, by the way. Been working with those a bit more. Now, one thing I do not like. I was hoping it was maybe just some weird patch thing, and it was a patch because people were apparently complaining that they couldn't see the transmutation gauge very well. As far as the fill-up bar that you see here, I don't like this new reticle look. I really don't. I think it's fucking annoying, truth be told. The bar is too skinny and it doesn't change color the way I want it to. So yeah, it's really fucking annoying. So there were Finmore can now equip own rifle skins. Cool. Incarnate weapon evolution, screen to include stat comparisons when selecting evolution perks. Again, you know, if we're going to talk about the whole evolutions in general, why can we not still access this other than just see what the evolutions are? Now, again, we will go over what the hell my build is here, but not just yet. Let's see here. If you see me tilting my head, it's because my boom arm's in the fucking way. Slight adjustments to the framing of the incarnate weapons, updated Praetos transformation sound with void effects, whatever. Fixed cases where Latum and Fenimore were not counting headshots for incarnate form. It's a bit of a problem that I have with the Fel arcs, although I do understand part of it is because of its bullshit accuracy. Fixed clients gaining incarnate form charges added, and then partially resetting the counter back to back up in high latency situations. Yeah, that was a big problem. Fixed Latum's Evolution 5 ability devouring attrition, not providing 50% chance of receiving a 2000 buff. I don't know why the hell you would use that one for the Latum, but whatever. It's again personal preference. I'm not knocking anybody if you went that route. A whole bunch of fixed to the incarnate crap. New arcanes. All values below at rank 5, as always, values were shown at DevStream 162 were subject to change and reflected below. So Eternal Onslaught, one new mod. Eternal Logistics, another new mod. Molt Augmented, another new mod. Molt Reconstruct, yeah, another new mod. I still think that Magus Repair is better than Molt Reconstruct, but you know, Magus Repair only applies to yourself, to where this applies to anybody within affinity range. But yeah, and this is based on energy spent and so on. So, and then Cascadia Flare is a secondary on heat status effect. It's, you know, I mean, granted, yes, heat status effect that stacks up to 480%. That's pretty good, but okay. New arcane adapters, we had to talk about that. The ephemeras, I already got both those brewing. The new Shazin, who cares? New landing craft, I already have. Operator changes, multi-directional void sling. So can we just go back to directional or distance controlled void dash now? Before it would only let you sling forward. Now you can sling multi-directional. Okay. Now, capsule changes. We have made improvements to the operator projection positioning text so that it produces more accurate result of final position on where the operator can pass through. Yeah, that was a problem. You were bonking your head and shit when you were trying to fucking go through. You can now do skins, like skin colors. That's interesting. Didn't really talk about that. The Rephasia kit, open up an enticing array of Uh, Radical new artificial skin colors using Raphacia. Includes in imitation Orican blue. Okay. Added operator stats to the operator customization screen. That's interesting to a point, but at the same time, why? If we can't mod your operator, why? This is why I said that we need the third arcane slot that they were talking about, that they did not add, as you can tell by this, because this shows the two original arcanes and then your original arcane here, and then the one you require for the adapter. If we can't mod, I mean, obviously they're a little human being, so trying to put mods on to actually, you know, make the operator do a thing, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. It's like bolting shit on and turning a little human being kid into the Borg. So, but using arcanes, it makes at least a little bit more physics sense, I suppose. It's like, you know, taking a little blue pill and shit. But why does it, why does it really matter if we can see the stats aside from health and shields and, you know, and energy? But energy's not going to change, so whatever. Let's see here. Updated the anti-Warframe field. Exilizers will no longer nullify abilities on forced transference, as mentioned. That's one thing I really like. It makes Cascade a little bit more of a lovable thing for me, because that was one of the things I didn't like about Cascade. Is that, as we have all seen me play, I play like an absolute batshit crazy idiot, so I just kind of jump into situations and I forget that that particular problem was a thing. Updated the effects on Zenric's temporal drag. Changed temporal drag and temporal shot so that only one damage number pops up when headshotting a slowed enemy. Okay. You can, like, I'll try to remember to put a link in this, just because temporal shots bonus headshot damage on targets can now be affected by other players' temporal drag, which is cool. I do like that. You can run dual Zenric and actually, you know, another person in your party can get a headshot off of you casting temporal drag. That's pretty cool. Or temporal shot, I mean. Slightly reduced caustic strikes opacity FX from enemies that enter the bubble. I like that because you just almost couldn't see the shit, truthfully. The transference static was a big thing that they were talking about. Fix certain operator hairstyles appearing with black dots while using enhanced graphics engine. That was a thing. Sorry, thought I heard a noise. Updated operator amp animations to be one-handed when shooting and aiming. Whatever. Fixed being able to clip into walls and in certain tile sets in using transference. That was a problem. You would transfer out and get stuck in a wall. That was a thing. Fixed bug, we're getting grabbed by the Ropalola's when in last gasp or entering last gasp while the Ropalola's grab would cause the player to be invulnerable and unable to use transference. Yeah, that I hadn't used that, but I'd seen some Reddit posts about it. So, a bunch of little, little minor bug fixes. Now we get to the Eximus changes. Now this is where I said yesterday, or when I recorded the other, I think it was yesterday. Modified overguard ratios to bring Eximus units overguard down and slightly increase their health and shields to balance out the reduction. So reduced Eximus overguard by 50% and transferred 50% to their health pool. Now that's all fine and dandy, because basically the people that are going to be as far as the Angels of Zariman and fighting something like the Thrax, which also has overguard, should have weapons and amps that should be able to take on the Thrax, because the Thrax health buff, holy Jesus Christ, yeah, they take a thumping now. Like, their overguard just goes right down, no big deal, but yeah, they take a bit of a beating now. Non-Eximus helmets can now be destroyed when overguard is active. Sorry, Nox Eximus helmets can be destroyed when overguard is active, and breaking their helmet will remove overguard entirely. That is actually a good thing, because before you could take out their helmet and they'd still have overguard. That was annoying. Blitz Eximus damage is now more consistent. Yay! Lifesteal now works on damage dealt to overguard. That makes Gloom functional again. You know, I mean, that's the way it reads, but They're talking about the Hema, the Hirudo, Garuda's Bending Talons Augment, Gauz's Kinetic Plating, Proteus Temporal Anchor. These are things that are not classified as lifesteal, and that currently won't work, I should say. But as far as I can tell, Gloom should work now, as far as actually lifestealing the Eximists that still have their override up. It's not going to slow them down, but you can still lifesteal them so you can stay alive. At least a little better. Killed Eximists now drop a guaranteed energy orb and 2 health orbs. Yeah. Fixed Arson Eximist Blast not hitting Limbo's Rift. Like, Limbo isn't squishy enough, now you gotta fix it to where it actually is hitting through Limbo's Rift. Fixed Baruch being unable to damage Eximist units with his Serene Storm Wave. See, and that's a good thing because Baruch is just OP with that shit. The new fast travel portal is awesome that they added to the Chrysalith. I think that is gravy. As soon as you get off the elevator, it's there. Loke surges, as of yet, the only thing that I find irritating about the Loke surges is that if you're running loot radar, they show up as loot. I think that they should definitely fix that because it's very, very triggering when you're trying to void plume farm. So that's a problem in itself. And there's, 7 different ones. Secondaries have guaranteed red crits. Any health orb picked up grants 25% max health for the rest of the mission. All energy orbs picked up grant 1 energy per second for the rest of the mission. 1% life leech on all your damages guaranteed. Bleed procs, no energy cost on abilities and increased casting speed. 200% extra affinity gain, that's a nice one. Infinite ammo and 50% fire rate affects amps as well. That's actually pretty cool, especially considering you're probably going to be dealing with Thrax. There's a 10-minute cooldown for Loke surges after activating the buff. But once that's finished, you can go back and activate another Loke surge. So basically, you have 10 minutes in between that you can activate the individual ones. So if you're doing an endless mission, okay, that's cool. But if you're doing something like an Exterminator of the Mobile Defense, it's pretty much fucking useless. Just try to find the right one and go on about your fucking business. So Void Cascade mission changes. It's pretty simple. Let's see. Thrax enemy changes. Reduced the energy drain from the magnetic procs from 50 to 20 per tick, which is good, because they would basically sap your fucking energy if you got hit before. Overguard resistance and base amount will show up on Thrax enemies in the Codex. Adjusted Thrax enemy spawns in mobile defense to scale base the size of the squad. So solo 2 Thrax, 2 players 3 Thrax, 3 plus players get 4 Thrax. So that's good. I mean, I'm okay with that. Fix you. Oh yeah, fix the issue with the Thrax Legatus. So now you can do like you do with Ticker with Archimedia and Yanta, and you can trade resources for Void Plumes rather than go farming. Now it's on a timer just like Ticker, so there's a period of time when you just you can buy up all the shit. You can see the timer right there. So you can buy up all the shit that she's got, which is basically just one item for, like you see here, 4 Thrax Plasm and 4,425 alloy, and you can get a fucking Void Plume Vein. So, but I mean, if you just need like 1 pinion or 1 quill or 1 crest for some reason, yeah, it's actually not a bad thing. I actually like that. Added a 5th tier bounty category to the Zariman bounties, so okay, cool. Love it. What else? There's a whole lot of baby fixes up in here. Blink pads. Blink pads are another thing. Like, if you haven't logged into the game yet, as soon as you go to one of the open world syndicates like Cetus or Fortuna or Deimos, it's going to immediately tell you to go to the fucking door as a yellow waypoint, like you started a bounty or a mission. And it's basically telling you to go out because there's a blink pad right outside. Blink pads are all over the maps now, and they put you close to locations. So basically, you get on the blink pad, you point at a location, boom, it's like being teleported. It's kind of nice. Arcane stat changes. That's a good thing. So they changed Arcane Acceleration, Aegis, Agility, Arachne, Avenger, Awakening, Blade Charger, Consequence, Energize, Fury, Grace, Guardian, Momentum, Phantasm, Pistolier, Precision, Primary Charger, Pulse, Rage, Strike, Tanker, Tempo, Trickery, Ultimatum, Velocity. That's a great one for Mesa to have changed. Victory, Contagion, Theorem, Contagion, and Theorem, Infection. Now, here's one I think is fucking stupid. They nerfed, I mean, within, what, 2 weeks of the Angels of Zariman, 3 weeks of Angels of Zariman, whenever the fuck it released, they've already nerfed Emergence Dissipate. I forgot to talk about this last night, but this was basically the operator side of doing something instead of using Arcane Energize. Basically, you do quick tab in a crowd of enemies, and you would get energy. You could build up energy that way. My cat's meowing. So, yeah, so you could build up energy much quicker than you could with the plausibility or possibility of using Arcane Energize. They've now nerfed it instead of 100% to being, enemies have a 100% chance, it was 50% chance, to create short-lived Void Mode that replenishes 5 to 10 energy on pickup. The Void Modes are no longer affected by vortex abilities like Void Snare. So basically, you can't group enemies. So the Void Energy, or the energy mote that was created, was if you grouped a bunch of enemies together, you could use Dissipate. So like, let's say you're running Zephyr, you could run Air Burst, suck everybody into one spot, and then hit Dissipate a bunch of fucking times, and you build up a shit ton of fucking energy really quick. Can't do that now. And there's a 1.5 second delay between generating Void Mode and from the same enemy. So they just nerfed the shit out of it, and it's really fucking stupid. So yeah, so there's that. I mean, that's annoying. Kickgun Arcanes that were modified. I mean, they modified a whole bunch of Arcanes. So I mean, good on them for doing it. You know, and they've made some textural scenery changes to really make things look a little bit more realistic, which is cool. I'm fine with that. The grappling hook rework, that way you don't just get drug off all the fucking time. You can kind of break free. Dog Days of Summer, I actually just shot a video about that that's going to post later. Get a few things there. The ephemera is still stupid. The fishy ephemera is so dumb. Literally have bubbles and fish swimming around you. That sounds so stupid. There's new sigils for Ostron's quills, Solaris United, blah 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 blah. UI changes. Updated the context action UI. Okay. New tag in the game market will no longer show items you already own. So that's good. I mean, there is a shit ton of stuff. Again, the updates that they've been doing, I'm amazed that we don't have more fucking bugs than what we have. Just because, Jesus. Excuse me. Now this one's interesting. Updated the Ul Requiem mod icon to an animated icon that displays all possible Requiem mods. The Ul Requiem mod was replaced by an animated version to make its functionality more clear. I don't know how in the hell you don't understand that the fucking mod says right on it universally replaces any other mod or something of that sort, but whatever. So there is a shit ton of stuff. Okay, I mean, a absolute metric fuck ton of stuff. This is all Echoes of Zariman. And then this is hotfix. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this page open, and I'm going to drop this link in the goddamn comment, or in the description. That way you guys, if you really want to see all this extra horse shit that I'm going over, you can. Because this is there's a lot of shit. Now, I've gone through and continued to test with the Felarks. The Inodim is pretty much how it was, how I showed you. The Felarks, I've actually done some changes to. Just some mild changes. I still have the same fucking build. Because what I tried to do initially, because it's a higher crit based weapon anyway, and getting good status out of this weapon is a pain in the asshole. So the build is literally the same. It's a viral heat build. You know, that's doing slash, then puncture, then impact. So it's kind of whatever, but it's very, very low crit. Now the problem is that if you change over this motherfucker right here, okay, if you change the fourth evolution from anything other than this, and you're working off of the non-critical hit function, you will hit crits with this thing, even being at 30%. Because it's basically, you know, almost 1/3 of your shots have a potential of critting. Now, what I did change is I changed the reload increases fire rate by 10% per shell. Now, it may seem kind of nuts, but considering I do semi-auto, that fire rate actually seems to translate over to the Incarnate form as well. So as long as you haven't reloaded the gun to reset it yet, and you have Incarnate available, as far as I can tell, the fire rate actually does increase a little bit. It's not a bunch. I mean, it's, you know, 10% per shell. So, I mean, if you fully reloaded the gun, you know, then, you know, I mean, you're talking, you know, 100% fire rate increase. It's, you know, noticeable, or maybe not so much. Just 10% per shell you throw, or void quarter, or whatever it is. I still have the accuracy, because getting headshots with this thing is an absolute pain in the fucking asshole. It just is. But I mean, that's pretty much the only thing I've changed. And I will say, I took this thing in the steel path, and oh my god, I've already got a fucking infested tumor on him. Yeah. Saku, you literally didn't have this yesterday, homeboy. No cyst. Get this bullshit out of here. Bye-bye. No more cyst on Zaku. Cool. Love it. Okay. Yes, I reject your beauty. Shut up, helmet. So I ran this thing on the steel path. I will say this. The primary fire is okay, because you have to run it so low crit, and you can't get very much status per projectile out of the weapon, just because it's so goddamn low. I mean, from its base function, status per projectile is 5.5%. That is atrocious. Okay, so 19.8% with galvanized savvy and 3 60/60s on this motherfucker, and it's still that bad. I mean, it's not even 20%. Oh, this thing on the steel path is painful. Trying to go against infested and get headshots, get the fuck out of here. Going against Grenier is a little easier. Going against Corpus is actually easiest, simply because an Osprey, as long as you don't shoot it in the wing, any part of the Osprey's body aside from the wing is considered a headshot, and the Corpus have a very, very discernible, easy to shoot helmet, which counts as a headshot. So MOAs are the only ones that give you a slight problem, because some of the MOAs, little blaster heads, don't actually count as heads. Their backpacks are heads. Sounds weird, but that's how it is. Yeah, so, I mean, but the Corpus are actually the easiest ones to get headshot with the son of a bitch, but I mean, you gotta be basically right up in their goddamn face, even with Evolution 2 being 40% accuracy. It's just, this thing is trash accuracy. So going on the steel path, trying to even build up to Incarnate form is a pain in the fucking asshole. Now, concurrently, the Inodim is the exact same build, okay, the exact same evolution. The only thing is that I will now change my stance to say that if you can get to the Incarnate form, it's pretty decent on low-end steel path and all the way across the normal star chart. I would not call this thing anything close to an in-game gun, and that really bothers me, because I was actually looking forward to this gun. So I still stand by the fact that the Fenmore and the Latham are literally the only two win out of all 5 of these goddamn weapons. And that's really a bummer. Because, I mean, if you think about it, okay, out of Angels of Zariman and Echoes of Zariman, we got the Aeolak, which in my opinion is a pretty good rifle. Even though there's still no statistics for the alt-fire, at least as I've seen. Oh, there are now. Really? Now they're going to show us. Okay, cool. Glad they fixed that shit. Thanks for that. So we got the Aelak. We got the Alternox, which is... sorry, I do not like the Alternox whatsoever. You know, we got the Latum. We got the Felarx, Fenmore, the Enidim, and the Praetos. And the Fenmore and the Latum are really the only two true good weapons. They're easy to get headshots with. They're accurate and functional with their headshots. Their builds make fucking sense. Their evolutions make sense. Yeah, I think this shotgun had so much more potential. I really do. I think this shotgun, if they don't rework this thing, is an absolute epic fail. I mean, it's good with Zaku because I don't really run Zaku on the Steel Path. I just run Zaku dicking around, you know, running invasions and shit like that just because he's fun. Steal everybody's gun and then void buff all my shit. And then just annihilate enemies with his 3. So, I mean, yeah, he's just fun. Zaku's just a fun Warframe to play. So why not have a full auto shotgun that I might get transmutated or I might get the Incarnate form with? And the Enidim is more than functional on the base star chart, to say the least. But yeah, I mean, like, you know, like, where do I have them? Not there, not there. Like, I've got the Latum on Lavos. I've got the Fenmore on Mesa because it's actually pretty good. I got those two on Zaku because it's just a base star chart frame for me. Just saying. I got the Aelak on Excalibur Umbra. I've got none of them on that. Sorry, I'm just actually looking on where the fuck I've got the Aelak. I'm actually using the Aelak because it's such a high stat weapon that it's actually a pretty good primer for a couple of test stat stick builds. Not perfect, but it's a pretty good primer with its alt fire. Basically just boom, blow up big primed area and then fucking go to your business. Hold on. Anything there? No. No. So you can see even in my top, like I've got the Felarx on Atlas, but again, Atlas is more like I'm going to turn you stone and punch you half to death, so weapons really aren't really much of a thing. I've got the Hespar on Atlas because I actually personally believe that the Hespar is pretty fucking good. Just a second here. I got the Alternox on Ureli because I just don't play her very much. Let's keep looking. Let's see where these other motherfuckers are, man. The Alternox is there. Yep, on Gyre. Gyre's way the hell down on the list for me. Yep. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty sad, right? Like, where's the Praetos? We're getting there. We're gonna find it. Eventually. We're gonna find it. Eventually. Yeah. I think I remember what frame it's on. I think. Not yet. Still no. Still no. Hold on. Siberis, Perona, Nami Skyla, Zenith, Azima, Twin Croaker, Baza Prime, Akimbo, Boulder Prime, Glaive Prime, whatever. Fenmore, Latum, and Praetos on base mag. Yeah. That's how it is. That's how lackluster I find the Praetos. It's not horrible, but it's not amazing. It's really not. I think them nerfing Emergence Dissipate is really, really unfortunate. I think it's really stupid. I still say, as a quality of life thing, they need to really kind of buff, or at least give that arcane spot, you know, to the operator. That extra arcane spot. And honestly, I mean, as of yet, I haven't run into too many bugs. I've been seeing people talking about some bugs. But I haven't run into too many bugs that are like game breaking or you know, make you want to smash your head into the wall or anything like that. So it kind of is what it is. But I mean, in the grand scheme of things, you know, it's not terrible. It's absolutely not terrible. It's really not. Like, I think this update was pretty fucking good in a lot of ways, but there's a few things that just really bug the shit out of me. You know, few quality of life things I still think that they could have just done a better job with and just didn't. And hold on. Let me guess. This thing for the skin is going to be something you got to buy somewhere? I'm sure. Features. Okay, so it's got to be under skin color. Yeah, because I don't even see it here. So I'm going to have to figure out even where the fuck that shit's at. Actually, here, let's just look. Oh, look over here. Let's see where, if they say where it comes from. No, I'm not trying to do that. God damn it. So much information, man. So much goddamn information. We talk about the operator stuff again? Okay, there's suits. Okay. Okay, so players with access to Focus School's Represent store, unlocking by fully maxing all nodes within the school, can purchase the Raphacia kit with focus points. And then to add an additional 15 artificial skin colors. Okay, so basically you have to unlock all of your focus schools to get it. So, oh, that's disturbing, man. His neck was bent in a way it just should not be bent. So let's look. Raphacia kit. Cool. Love that. Yeah, so let's see what we can do. And by the way, in Angels of Zariman, I don't know if anybody noticed this or anybody read it or not, but it was actually bugging the fuck out of me until I realized what the problem was. Focus School's changing. Oh yeah, that's actually quite interesting. Oh my sweet baby Jesus. That's just... that is fucking disturbing, dude. That is crazy talk. Yeah, this is bottom 3 rows. Man. That one is really just creepy, especially the hair color of my operator. Look at that. Oh, look like an orc and... That's alright. At least we know where to get it now. So, because I'm stupid and I didn't read it. Oh god, no. What the fuck color was I before? I don't even remember. I think it was that. I don't remember. Here, we'll just pick that for now. Fuck it. It's good enough. So anyway. Yeah, so... yeah, so... like, if I go in here and I pick on Focus School, right? The school that I would normally run with Lavos would be Xeneric. Okay, for 2 functions. One, well, really for 1 function. Because of Temporal Drag. Temporal Drag and Temporal Shot. I don't care about Wellspring or Hardened Wellspring because that really... I mean, like, Hardened Wellspring is okay because it increases ability strength by 20% if I'm in the area. So that's cool. Temporal Drag slows enemies, and then you can booger them up really good with Temporal Shot, so I'm okay with that. But a really good school that I could run, honestly, would be Matarai, truth be told, because I could just boost the shit out of his fucking abilities or weapon strength, either one. But if I go to Volt, okay, let's just show you. I thought this was a bug. I didn't realize this was actually in the Angels of Zariman update when they did the Focus School rework. So if I go to Volt, the primary school that I run with Volt is Matarai. Now, it used to be you'd have to change your school around. Anytime you change frames, Matarai. Yeah, I actually like that. I just didn't realize that had actually been implemented, so kind of dumb that way. So anyway, I think that's going to pretty much cover the more in-depth look at the Angels of Zariman bit. Okay. Or I'm sorry, the Echoes of Zariman. So, but yeah, I just, like I said, I just felt like I left a very lackluster video out there really covering the more detailed stuff in regards to how big and how good this update was, and a couple of bad. And I guess there is one more thing that I do want to show, and it came from, let me find the video. Let me find the video. Yep, that's it. Okay, baby. So, let's look at...
My child.
You son of a bitch. Let's just ignore that for a second. This was on the last dev stream talking about the, this was the TennoCon 2022 Deveri Paradox official trailer. So I'm gonna mute out, and here we go.
My child, my friend, what was done is done. New dangers, new choices await us now. For now, dream of who we were and of who we have become.
Yeah, that looks interesting, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Very much so, I think. So basically, it looks like the next one, post Angels of Zariman, is going to be the Deveri Paradox. Finally. Considering they released the Deveri Paradox trailer in TennoCon 2019, my guess, and I'm not trying to hype this up or get my hopes up or anything because I've just learned not to do that one, but my guess is that now that they're showing the Sirocco in the Drifter's hands, and they're talking about choices that have been made and so on and so forth, my guess is that this is going to be end of the year. Kind of like the new war was last TennoCon, basically. Oh, it's coming in December or whatever. From a lore standpoint in this game, the Deveri Paradox leaves in question, hey man, we're getting ourselves in trouble with this shit. You done made choices and now it's time to live with them. So, very, very interesting stuff. You guys saw that there is a free Titania Prime drop coming. There is the Veracrest drop coming, and a Sugatra coming, or not a Sugatra, some Dolly coming. So yeah, I mean, there are drops that are going to be coming during TennoCon. You gotta watch 30 consecutive minutes to get each one. So do not miss out on TennoCon on July 16th from 12:30 p.m. Eastern to 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, good times. So on that note, folks, thank you very much for watching. As always, catch you in the next one, all right?